Hello there. Thanks for stopping by our poster. I'm Dr. Chandrasekhar Hundra from Olaris, and I'm very excited to present our work on plasma-based metabolic profiling in metastatic gastrointestinal stromal tumor in collaboration with Dr. Philip Yanku and his team at MD Anderson Cancer Center. This study investigated biomarkers of response to an experimental therapy intended for the treatment of metastatic GIST. So, what is the clinical need here? As we know, tyrosine kinase inhibitors are the mainstay treatment for GIST, and as with many cancer therapies, not all patients respond to the treatment similarly. No matter which therapy they are on, patient will either respond or be a non-responder due to intrinsic resistance or acquired resistance. So biomarkers that can identify responders and non-responders could help clinician optimize treatment to improve outcomes. Here at Olaris, we investigate metabolites as potential biomarkers, and metabolomics is at the heart of our technology. Metabolomics is a study of small molecule metabolites that provide energy and biomass for life to exist. Metabolites are influenced by both genetic and environmental factors and essentially are functional readouts of what is happening in the patient. Here, we mainly use NMR-based metabolomics and machine learning to identify differential signatures between responder and non-responder patient groups. In this case, responders to an experimental GIST treatment. Finally, we investigate the underlying biological pathways and mechanisms contributing to the resistance. For this study, we received serial plasma samples from 39 patients treated with an investigational drug for a total of 105 samples at 3 time points, including baseline, that is before the drug treatment, and then first and second time point on average 1 and 8 month on treatment. Samples were stratified according to age, sex, and mutational status. And metabolite levels were correlated with patient response such as tumor growth and RECIST scoring system. The bar chart below summarizes this information and help us identify patients with resistance. On the y-axis is the tumor growth, either positive or negative, and on the x-axis is individual patients. The blue bar represent response at the first time point, while orange at a second time point. Intrinsic resistance are the patients who did not respond at any time point, while acquired resistance are the patient who responded at the first time point but failed to respond at the second time point. We next compare metabolite levels between all groups of patients shown here. You will see that the male baseline samples, we identified differential metabolite signatures between responder and non-responder patients. Then we use combination of supervised learning and machine learning models such as OPLSDA and random forest to formulate and refine our BOR model and score. In waterfall plot, one can see we can clearly differentiate responders represented in blue, in this case patient with PR, that from non-responder shown here in red, or those with intrinsic resistance. Furthermore, we observe a strong correlation R square 0.7 between our BOR score and to the actual tumor growth or tumor reduction in training dataset. When applied BOR to predict tumor growth or tumor reduction on an independent validation test dataset, we had 100% prediction accuracy. To emphasize, this could suggest our BOR score can predict prior to the treatment which patients will see tumor grow or shrink in response to the treatment. A similar analysis was performed for the male PR-IR patient at a first time point. Again, using BOR score, we can clearly differentiate responders from non-responders. Furthermore, we again identify a strong correlation R square 0.75 between our BOR score to actual tumor growth or tumor reduction in training dataset. When applied BOR score to predict tumor growth or tumor reduction on an independent validation test data set, we had a remarkable 92% overall prediction accuracy. We did this again using a second time point samples where tumor growth and tumor reduction values were clearly separated by our BOR score in our training data set. And similarly, we had a quite decent 80% prediction accuracy for an independent validation test data set. Collectively, this result demonstrates that our BOR score can predict tumor growth or tumor reduction from pre-treatment and on-treatment samples with high accuracy for this patient cohort. And finally, we observe from this Kaplan-Meier analysis that patient with high and low BOR score has vastly different overall survival rate, with non-responder with a high BOR score having a median survival of around 22 months and responder having low BOR score with twice as high median overall survival around 49 months. So, in summary, this metabolic study clearly demonstrated that our plasma-based metabolic platform combined with novel BR scoring system can accurately predict response to metastatic GIST therapy before or during treatment, as well as able to accurately predict overall patient survival. With this, I look forward to engage in more discussion and happy to take your questions.